Good morning, it's Saturday, May 23rd, and we're going to continue our discussion on action with a prompt from the Daily Stoic, which says, can I start living right here, right now? Now, this prompt comes from a bit of cautionary advice on living life from Seneca, in which he writes to a friend and says, show me that the good life doesn't consist in its length, but in its use, and that it is possible, no, entirely too common, for a person who has had a long life to have lived too little. So that leads us back to the prompt. Can I start living right here, right now? And as with any of these meditations, we can choose the level that we want to explore. Some approaches are simple, yet it's still incredibly impactful. Others require a deeper analysis, but then expose a profound truth. And then finally, there are those that demand full soul searching and have the ability to fundamentally disrupt and redirect our life. And today, I'm going to attempt to give examples of all three. So, level one, the obvious. I read this question and I'm immediately reminded of Marcus Aurelius's reminder to himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. It's a reminder to remain present and not get bogged down by the past, and to not allow ourselves to project our thoughts into a future which is neither guaranteed nor known. That reminder to remain focused on the here and now is powerful advice. I often choose that as my day's mission to focus on, and I always come away with an even deeper appreciation for everything around me when my thoughts are intentionally directed like that. And like the development of any new habit, consistency and frequency matter most in our transformation and progress. The more I remind myself of this practice, the more it becomes second nature and hopefully becomes my default perspective in life. At least that's the plan. Level two, the less obvious. So earlier this year, I participated in a 21-day Stoic challenge in which each day we had to complete some assignment designed around bringing an important Stoic principle to life. And one day we were asked to sit down and make a deliberate plan for a perfect day. We weren't supposed to look at it from the lens as if we had just won the lottery or were on some perpetual vacation, but rather an ideal day in a perfect life, that life that you're currently connected with. So for 30 minutes, I sat down and brainstormed all of the things that would go into a perfect day. It was an opportunity to cast aside other people's ideas about what I should be doing and instead focused on what's best for me and for my happiness. How would I spend my time? What would that day really look like? What do I love doing? Whom would I spend my time with? What brings out the best for me mentally and physically? What role would work play in my life? Where would I live? How would I contribute to the community? What gives me fulfillment? Conversely, what does my day not have in it? What would I never do if I had the choice? What would I need to eliminate to get rid of those obligations? So I highly recommend that everybody take the short amount of time to go through this exercise. And I think that for most people, myself included, they'll find out how easily accessible and attainable their dream lives really are. Ideally, many of the pieces are already in place, and through this articulation, you'll become even more appreciative of them. You'll be less likely to take them for granted. You'll savor them more. For other things, you'll realize that with minor modifications and a reprioritization in your life, they're totally within your reach, and they're just waiting for you each and every day. Sure, you'll have to make some trade-offs along the way, but in getting there, you'll have removed some junk along the way and the things that were cluttering your life and keeping you from the things that make you the happiest. You don't have to be a different person with different abilities to get to that perfect day. Acknowledge the life you want to live and quit wasting time and energy on the unnecessary and counterproductive things between you and it. Now, this exercise may expose some areas that require a major overhaul, which leads me to the third level of meditation, the unobvious. So for me, it was a lack of fulfillment in my work. I realized that my job was just an occupation, and I haven't really felt that it was a profession lately, and certainly not my vocation. So I enrolled in a course by Aubrey Marcus focused on making this transition. We began by crafting our life's mission, and have been setting up the structure and forging the tools necessary to execute on that. So it's still very much a work in progress, but I'm excited to share it as it becomes further defined. And it ties back into a quote from Thomas Merton that says, "A man knows when he has found his vocation, when he stops thinking about how to live and begins to live." And that allows me to answer today's prompt affirmatively with, yes, I can start living right here, right now. And I hope the same for you. Have a great day. Bye.